right, good morning, traders. Move my stop loss up on this. I'm currently in MULN, only 5 million shares in the float, but they're debuting 5 EV crossovers today. So we know EV's been kind of hot. We're still in this downtrending SPY. Looks like two little mountain peaks here. We're probably going to see a pullback, but yeah, who knows? It's already pulling back. But we are trading against the trend at the moment. So SPY downtrending. Still pretty mixed market at the moment though. So MULN, I'm just looking to keep riding up this trend line until it gets some nice volume. SPI, no moves on that. This is an energy company. It's above all EMAs. Small float, we'll put it on watch there. KZR is another one. But this does not look like there's any news on it. It's kind of going bullish today at all-time highs. PPSI had a little breakout this morning. Keep that on watch. See, BKKT hitting the 50-day, little double bottom there. Break a 2050, that could be a possible play. So a couple possibilities here. I don't like that. MULN cracking the trend line, so I'm gonna get stopped out. So that couldn't even continue the trend line, just dying already. But that 15, yeah, that I just got reached down there and stopped out. $15 loss. That 15 area on the daily chart is pretty strong resistance. So I was looking for that to hold as support. Not able to, so that's a sign of today, it looks like. Let's see. Ooh, interesting on that 15 minute on SPI. See, $7 where the 10-day is. Look at the 15. And it needs to re-break 750. There comes BKT up. I may actually go. I am going to go. I'm going to go 30 shares on BKKT. Starting to try to break on this little double bottom. 200 on the 15 minutes at 21.85. I don't like that, but we have this little consolidation triangle trying to build. It may have to drop back down to 20 one more time if it doesn't blow over 2050 here. Pre-market was all the way up at 23. That'd be a decent run if we could get $3 on this, but we'll see if that can happen. MULN still hanging in there so far. What's that I just got in? Oh yeah, it was BKKT. Let me put BKKT up here. Because I'm looking at this 15-minute, and this looks like it's building up for a possible explosion here. At least up to the 2186, which should still be a decent win. Now on this 15-minute candle, if it doesn't break 2050, it's going to pull back down. I'm going to take that off my watch list. That thing just dying. PPSI with a little head and shoulders pattern here. Shoulder, head, shoulder on the 1 minute. This is probably going to pull back here. What's up, Elvis? Your options are going nuts. Hey, don't worry, HH or Ruben. Now you guys can watch Hal over me anytime. Let's see, Sicilian said Blaze. Man, I've been telling you, Sicilian, I've been saying forever. I did a whole reaction to Ross Cameron's Warrior Trades. I told you that guy, man. Yeah, Blaze is possible little triangle here. It's trying. Got a re-break, looks like 36. Actually, re-break 35. So that is a possible play. BKKT coming down to the bottom of the triangle here as long as it holds. Should get another bounce up to that 2050 area for a test. Blaze starting to look like it may crack. So on the 15-minute, here's my concern with Blaze. It's like getting smashed right now. Right at the same spot as this body closed on this green candle on the 15-minute. So we're like getting a flat top. If it doesn't break over at 35.18 very, very soon, then we know how flat tops do. They usually end up pulling back. BKKT looking all right. UIPT popping up. That tattooed chef. Oh, this is why you're talking about your options are going crazy. Got a nice trim line on tattooed chef here. What's the flow on this guy? 81 million. Yeah, running into the 200-day on the daily chart. I don't know if that's going to break up anymore or not. KZR. That little pullback. If it breaks the downtrend here, it could start moving. Ooh, I like that. I'm gonna go here on this too. Take a shot here. It's trying to push up. Taking small shots because the market is wonky. Just see if I can grab some profits. Something small. But I hopped in here because of this little doji. It's almost a doji there. This indecision candle. It looks like a pivot point. Or the start of a pivot point. But it has to pivot. It's got to break 1250. BKKT coming back down again to the triangle. Or bottom of the triangle. This one didn't have news, but I like the pattern, so we'll see. We'll see if this works out or not. That chef's still moving. Okay, there we go. BKT, nice bounce off there, so that's beautiful. That's what we want to see. 1 million at 2054. I'm actually going to add 10 shares here. Oh, no, I can't. So I've already maxed out my account today. So I had 5. Nope. At least not on that play. Struggling to break here. See, hit the downtrend and pulling back. So it's got to break on this next minute candle. You're up 7K for the day? Nice. Sicilian. Should I grab 10 of this one? No, I can't grab 10 of that one either. I must have cut that down close. Yeah, I can't buy anything else. Alright, so these are my 2 positions, I guess, for now. Ugh. Okay, there you see KZR. Now it's finally breaking the downtrend. So now that downtrend's broken, we may see this have another pop. See the 5 minute? Yeah, possibly. VKKT getting a little cracky here. $12.60 on KZR. There it goes. Get on up there. Get over at $12.75. There's resistance at $12.75. Re-break of that. See a test of 13. How's the SPY looking? SPY still rolling down on this nasty trend line. Till that breaks, it'll keep going down. What's up, Lauren? That's cool, Ruben. That's awesome. We've been working on the blockchain for Framework Fortune. Donnell, GOEV, enter at 1165, exit 1224. Not bad. I mean, in this market right now, the way we're in this slow, choppy market, you know, I don't think locking out profits early is a is a bad thing at all, because you just don't know. Let's see, BKKT starting to crack 20, so I'm gonna have to get out of here. Unless, yeah, I don't like that. It's not good. Unless the trend line's like this, which maybe it is. If I can get it straightened out here, here we go. Like something like that. May still be okay. The 20's got to hold support though. This thing drops 20, I think it's gonna be all she wrote. KZA just running into a wall at 1275. So let's delete that downtrend. We got our support, and looks like to be a little consolidation channel unless it dumps here. A little indecision, Doji. Oh, Ross was up 7K. Okay, yeah, I got you. It's okay. We are bouncing. So that was the trend line. My original trend line just was not right. But Doji Star re-break over 20, we should be fine. It's got some selling at 20. Okay, SPY breaking its downtrend, so this is trying to come up and come alive again. Ooh, yeah, BKK looks done. Oh yeah, look at this 15 minute. I should look at this 15 minute already. This has an ugly candle. Could not get the buy-in. Buy-in volume in. I may just have to cut this loss already. It's cracking the trend line anyway. Let's see if it holds up. We're in the piranha zone right now, being below this trend line like this. A minute and a half on this 15-minute candle. I don't think this is going to be able to do it. I think it's done now. It's just getting slammed at those EMAs. Couldn't break back over them. 30 seconds on this 15-minute candle to close. Look at the 5-minute. And the 5-minute shows it's cracking too. Yeah, Carl. It was making a nice little move up the trend line, but yeah, this is probably going to drop more. I'm gonna stop a drop. Stop a drop. I'm gonna stop, drop, and roll on this stock. I'll just cut my loss. This is stupid. I ain't gonna hold this any longer. Trend line's cracked. No reason to hold it. So KZR still consolidating sideways. Let's see. Good morning, Jose. Good evening to you, Lori. Now KZR might not even break at this point. Yeah, BKKT cracking hard. PPSI is still consolidating. That's a possible play. That one cracked. Just everything I'm touching just cracking today. Yeah, the way this is starting to look, looks like KZR is going to crack some more. If it was going to bounce, it should have bounced right off of here like this and ran up. But instead, it's just kind of rolling over at the moment. So, not great. 25. And I'm just going to put a stop loss around this 1225 area for now. So I'm not feeling good about any. I may hop out of this one too in a second. SPY dumping more. Yeah, so SPY tried to rebound. Anything else going on? A warrant. GOEV's not even popping up on my scanners. It's warrant is. That was a nice move. Nice little pop there. But then you got an ugly bull flag that ended up selling off pretty hard. It must have been what you were talking about with old warrior trades there. Sicilian. But that's why we don't buy at the top. Or at least I try not to. Now TTCF cracked its trend line. That was going pretty strong too. See, just everything just cracking down this morning. No breakout so far. I'm in the top gainer right now. On this list is 23%. Check the top 10 NASDAQ gainers. Yeah, top 10 NASDAQ gainers. You got ELAC at 20%. There's just not anything hardly moving. So, more than likely. Okay, we're starting to curl up a little bit there. Just got to break that 1275. But just any breakouts right now are highly unlikely. So buying support is definitely the way to be going right now. You want to be buying as close to support as you can. If you try to buy breakouts in this type of market conditions, you will probably get smacked in the face. Like me already here. See, so I'm down 45 on those two trades. Let's see if KZR can turn the day around. But yeah, that's why I'm going light shares until we see the market heat back up where we're starting at 9 o'clock and we're seeing 100% gainers already, or at least 50% gainers. Like the market's been open an hour and we have a 25% gainer, which is a warrant. UYPT is actually still climbing. I think this is the one that killed me the other day. The one I took the big loss on this week. This week so far has just been rough for me. It's just starting out terrible. And it does not seem to get any better. You can see the SPY is it's just crumbling. Nothing there on SPY. Take that off. Blaze cracking down, so nothing there. BRPM doesn't even have any volume anymore. The Sheffin with that volume could get some hype. PPSI just broke out of its consolidation. That little triangle there. You missed that. So there's some odd movement going on. Seeing a couple of stocks that we traded before. This one's trending up. Very low float. Stupid low float on this. Only 3 million, 3.9 million. I just got stopped out on KZR as well. Yeah, cracking right there. So altogether, $52. Losing 3 trades. Well, at least I kept my stops pretty tight on that. Not really anything I can do when they're just cracking like that. Seems like maybe we're going to have to wait even later. Take trades. Because it's about 9:30 and we're seeing it now. We're starting to see a few things pop. Okay, dogs just popped. But still, they're not huge moves. Oh well. The biggest profit in one day would probably be, it was a dead cat bounce play. Two years ago, maybe 3 years ago, if I remember correctly, and it had dropped from like $10 to $1 or something like that. It was a massive dip, a very quick, rapid dip on that stock. So I got it pretty like $1, like 1,000 shares at $1, and then it just ran, and I ended up locking out profits. About a $1,600 win in 20 minutes. That's my biggest win in one trade. I didn't continually trade it or anything. It was just one trade I took on it. I didn't add to the position. The position was all in one, and that thing was nice. As far as most profit in a week, That I'm not sure of. I really don't know. I'll have to look back. We got to load up Trader Sync with the most recent information, and I'll look back at that and see if I can find that out. It's an interesting question. So even though PPSI did push for a new high, it just barely pushed, and it's already right back down to where it was before it broke out. So that's kind of what we're probably going to see. This is probably going to be the best options for looking for plays. This held 850 as support. So held that new support. Looking for, if he was going to look for an entry, somewhere one of these bounces off of 850, and then you get that run up to 908. So still on a $8-9 stock, a 50-cent move is not that much, and that's if you bought at the support, right on the bottom of the support. You get about 58 cents. Now look at that 15-minute little doji star. If this continues down bearish, drops below that 868 area, then it could dump. So be aware of that too. Dog still pushing up to 4. There's no PR on this. What's this daily chart look like? Yeah. $4 is where the 10-day moving average is, and it's getting rejected there so far. On the tattooed chef here, it tested the 200 at 19 and got rejected. Now it's pulled back below the 50-day moving average as well. So that's looking pretty done. It's got a big triangle of consolidation, but it's gonna take it a little bit to break out over that 19 area. I mean, it's going to take some real strong volume. Volume's getting light on it. Even this TRT starting to crack below the trend line. Looks like this may sell off too. Maybe the SPY found the bottom here, possibly. As this little uptrend started, the downtrend is broken. We'll see if that continues to hold or not. But yeah, just another ugly day in the market. Now, EYPT has given a very nice move so far. This is about the only thing that has given a nice move, and it looks like it's trying to break over 18 now. Next resistance is going to be 1950. But as this trend line back down to 17. Oh, I see what you're saying. John Gorman, OZ, I can check these out. Let me see. They're not on my scanner, so I'm not sure what you're looking at on those plays. OZS, PROG, and the old CEI. So CEI had a pop up, but sold off now. Looking a little ugly. No PR. It is energy stock. Let me check the indexes. Is oil moving up at the moment? Crypto's coming back alive a little bit. Well, some of them anyway. Let's see. Gold still looking good. That's nice. U.S. oil. So U.S. oil has pulled back, but it's probably a very short-term pullback. Well, I don't know. Looks like it's trying to build a channel here at $80 support and 85 resistance. So I'm not really sure exactly why you're getting these stocks particular. OZCS is a OTC stock. I don't like OTC stocks. PROG, this thing just selling off right now. There's no reason I would touch that. Yeah, I know CEI gets pumped quite a bit and stuff like that, but it's just overall right now the whole entire market doesn't look great. Well, like CEI, what is it? It's had some decent volume. I mean, it is uptrending. Let me look at a smaller time frame on the daily, see if I can get a little better picture. There we go. Let's remove that. So on the 4 hour, it's smashing right into this 200 day. So you see that right there. That's holding it back. And if it can't break over 135, it's going to be done for now. PROG. Again, and there's like some support at $4.75, $5, but if that doesn't hold, then it's gonna crack. And we did throw a wick below $5. Looking at it on the 4 hours, pretty straight up. That was a pretty straight up move from $3 to $6.41. So, like, if they're not popping up on my scanners, I'm usually not trading them. If they're not already on my list, they're popping on my scanners. But I don't really see a reason to trade any of those right at the moment. I mean, maybe PROG for this $5 bounce, possibly. If it can hold up. But I don't like the OTC stock, and CEI is CEI. It is a little unpredictable. Sometimes it rips, sometimes it doesn't. It could be a hot market, cold market. CEI just runs on its own little path. Does what it wants. TRT is an interesting play. The float on this is so low. If it's really, which it's had nothing but buying volume so far. The biggest candle was almost 1 million, about 3/4 of a million. This thing could, whoa, hold on there. Whoa, what's going on? Don't do all that. There we go. Gosh, come on, what are you doing, Thinkorswim? Gotta have these trend lines looking right. They can't be all off like that. The thing is, I just don't know how much things can continue to run today until we see some type of really hot movement. Because even EYPT just did give a nice move. about $1.70 it looks like. Well, maybe $2 off of this trend line you could have got so far, but that's going to be running into the two candles right here, 1831, these bodies. So that's why it's getting held up right across there. That's right around the 1830 area where that just broke the triangle. Yeah, it's the end of the year, so I don't think the market is going to rebound. Of course, disclaimer, if you're new, I've been saying the market was going to crash for a year and a half, 2 years now. I also has been saying that inflation was going to get bad. It wasn't transitory like the feds were talking about. So, I don't know. They continue to pump money, but like Lauren said, if they're tapering, if they're not pumping money in the stock market anymore, and they're stopping doing that at all-time market highs, then who's going to fill that void? Who's going to come in and buy billions of dollars worth of stock at all-time high inflated valuations? Nobody, and that's why the Fed was buying those stocks in the first place. So at some point, it's all going to come crashing down. Let me show you guys the weekly chart. Let me just show you the weekly chart on the Dow Jones. And without me telling you anything, I want you guys to look at this chart. And I want you guys to tell me what you think. So, here's the Dow Jones since the housing market crash in 2008. And this is when QE started. Quantitative easing, the money printing, which at this point is not even money printing. They just go in and change and add zeros on a computer at this point. Before 2008, the market was on a nice little steady climb. Alright? Then 2008 hit, and all the shenanigans that the government's been doing and the Federal Reserve hit, and we had this pullback. Big market crash. Dow Jones was down to 7,000. And that's been it since 2008. Like pretty much straight up. And like now the trend line, even the trend line is way back down here at 25,000. And we see we see Dow Jones is way up here. Way up here. If I stretch this out, maybe I really give you the idea of what I'm talking about. This is straight up. And the COVID dip happened. You can see the COVID dip right there. But the market just rebounded straight up and it's continuing to shoot. So I'm more bearish by the day and also towards the end of the year. Most institutions, if not all of them, and traders who are smart know that this is going to be tax time and you can write off some losses. So if you want to get out of some positions and write those off on taxes, people will be doing that. So there's just a lot of selling pressure on a already weak stock market and weak economy. And that's why I think it's going to crash. But, like I said, 2 years ago, I thought it was going to crash. And we did crash with COVID. But it wasn't that big of a crash comparatively to this run. The run started here. And the COVID crash only dropped to right here. Right before they started the quantitative easing even more. Like they really ramped it up with COVID. That's why you see since COVID, the SPY bounced and just went straight up. Like this is the COVID recovery right here. Down, straight up. So we'll see. I could be entirely wrong. It could continue to go up and up and up, but at some point, I don't think it will. I think at some point it's going to have to die. But yeah, I mean, just looking at that, it doesn't look good. There's a long ways to go down. And when there's a long ways to go down, usually gravity takes a hold at some point. The stock market is on a imaginary fluffy cloud of inflated money right now. Well, yes. So it's bigger. It's bigger than just. It's bigger than just the Fed. Oh, let's see. What did you say? Make sure I'm saying this right. So it's bigger than just some fundamental analysis and technical analysis, because you got to understand what the Feds have been doing for the last 13 years. Yeah, the last 13 years. You got to understand what they've been doing, and you got to understand that even though the stock market continues to look bullish, it's only bullish because the Feds are pumping up prices. Like, we've been on this massive bull run and it hasn't stopped. See, even EYPT cracking down all the way back to the trend line, so that couldn't even get that breakout. Just getting that original little bounce off the trend line. But anyway, it's not looking good. And you look at the debt, you look at personal debt across the U.S., you look at the U.S.'s government spending debt and how much they continue to spend. None of it is sustainable. The Fed's balance sheet is just probably insane right now. None of it that's going on is sustainable. Exactly, Orlando. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for a nice drop before I buy any more stocks for long term. I am completely out of all stocks right now. I sold my BTCS position for a profit, but I'm gonna wait and see if that comes back down. I'm mostly out of my cryptos right now too. I've got a few positions left, but I took a lot of cash when those taxes come out. That's another thing too. That infrastructure bill has taxes in it. That's going to mess with the markets. New tax regulations across the investing markets. That's another prick to the bubble. So we have all these bubbles that the Fed has created, and now the Biden administration and the Fed are just poking the bubbles left and right. Like, it's really, like, I know they can't be that stupid, so they've got to have some type of agenda behind why they're doing it. But I could get into it deeper, but then it gets a little wild, and people start thinking everything is a conspiracy theory. Conspiracy theories are interesting, because sometimes you don't want them to be true and you fear them being true and you just don't want to believe it. But doesn't mean it's not true. Sasquatch, flat earth, that type of stuff, yeah, obviously. Those are definitely not theories. Or not true theories. At least not been proven. Well, flat Earth's been disproven, but EYPT holding up the trend line right now. If it continues to hold this trend line, it could get a push up. I mean, I don't know exactly what they're thinking in their heads, but all I know is they can't be that stupid. Like, I'll call them stupid, but I know they can't be that stupid. These people got rich and got into power somehow, so they're not stupid. So when I see them doing things like they're doing right now, that doesn't make a bit of sense. You got to really figure out. You really got to look out there and do some research and be like, why is the government purposely trying to just pop all these bubbles at once? There's a thing with Zillow. I guess Zillow took a hit, and they had to release some people who worked there because they lost some money somehow or another. Which Zillow is a real estate app, if you didn't know. So that makes me a little concerned about real estate. That's a tricky one though. Real estate's very tricky right now because of the overinflated prices, but at the same time, real estate is an asset. So if inflation's going up, so EYPT cracking there. So everything just cracking down today. Let's see, what is this popped up? SEV got a new IPO that just came out. Just dripped pretty hard. I'm gonna throw it up there on the watch list for tomorrow. But that's it. Just SEV running now at this point. Well, actually, it's not even running anymore. It's got this nasty little candle. Big indecision followed by a red bearish candle. More than likely, it's going to pull back. It's halted to the downside. Halted on a sell off. So, yeah, not even that's doing anything. Let me scroll through here, see if we have anything at all doing anything. No. Yeah, this is dumb. Yeah, Orlando is awesome. Orlando is definitely one of the quickest learners I've ever had here at Framework Fortune, and he's doing a fantastic job. Really, really mean that, Orlando. Keep up the great work, buddy. You're doing great. Oh boy, but yeah, I even if I had funds available, I wouldn't take another trade after those three losses in a row. Seeing everything just break down, and all of them I bought, near some support, and just still that didn't even work. It's not the right stocks, and that's how it's probably going to be the rest of the week. It's going to be a little sketchy. But I'm going to take a quick little break here. If you guys have any questions, suggestions, ideas, anything, any stocks you want me to look at, go ahead and get those in. And then I'm going to call it a day because there's no reason to sit here and stare at a dying, bloody market on the day. It could rebound later, but, yeah. But yeah, I'm going to be right back, guys. Give me a couple minutes here. Let's just keep an eye on this IPO for now. Alright, guys, sorry. That went a little bit longer than I expected. I had a call. Let's see. Ruben, you're now connected with some people in the Cosmos ecosystem on LinkedIn. Nice. We got direct connections to Cosmos people too, so I'm working on getting you in contact with them. But yeah, I can't wait to see how this blockchain project comes out. It's going to be pretty cool by the time it's all said and done. So let's see, anything moving now at all? Ugh. Ugly, ugly day. Well, TTCF is trying to stay up. Not looking great, but it's trying. If it could re-break 1850, it could possibly retest 9 or 19. SEV looks like it's selling off. Yeah, PROG selling off. Yeah, so still nothing going on. And SPY is rebounding though. Staying on an uptrend now. So it may heat up later in the day if the SPY is going to continue to climb. But just an ugly morning altogether. Well, since there's no questions or anything, guys, I guess we'll call it a day here. Come back tomorrow and see what the market looks like. I think tomorrow I'm going to be even more cautious and reserved and only look for one trade and keep a pretty tight stop loss, because I don't know, so far this week we've just not seen really anything. Well, yeah, I'll be live later on today on the crypto channel. I'm doing an update there. And if you haven't yet, go join frameworkfortune.com. It is free. I just updated the platforms page yesterday, so if you're looking for a stockbroker or a crypto exchange, the brokers and exchanges that we use are all there with links now. So more updates coming to the website, and when this blockchain gets up and running from our good friend Ruben, then we will be ready to make some more announcements of how all that is going to work. Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly, Lightning Rick. Eight watching, 8 likes. That's what I'm talking about. Appreciate you guys continuing to support the channel, hitting those like buttons, commenting on videos. We are making something glorious here, guys. So the future is bright for us. Everybody in the Framework Fortune community. Appreciate everybody joining me as always. Stay safe out there. Until next time.